I've been living in the East Bay since 1989. Except about a year ago, I said, forget this. Well, at least forget this halftime. And I bought a pair of cowboy boots. And I moved up to a little town up in Sierra Nevada, in the hills above this little tiny town named Volcano, population 100. And there I am living up in the woods half the week. The rest of the time, I'm still here in Oakland. So this has significantly changed my life. I'm going to be reading tonight two things. One is, the second bit of what I'm going to read is from my novel, The Edge of Maybe, which is for sale, which all takes place in Oakland and is about my, it's not about me, but it's based in my knowledge of East Bay life since 1989. But I thought I'd start with a piece that I wrote because, frankly, moving up to the woods in the middle of the forest has been quite a change for me. And so this is something I wrote a little bit about that. It's called The Woodman. November. I know how to build a fire, but the woodman, flush-faced, teaches me anyway. Keep the old ash, you'll need insulation. Flue open, crumpled newspaper if you still subscribe. I don't. Pine needles, lichen. Fire it up. Stay focused. Pine branches, quarter rounds, now the oak, well seasoned, not too wet. I check my email. He sets up my wood stove. When you walk in the house, just touch a match to it. My fire goes out. I huddle in my cold bed. Under the blankets, I generate my own heat. December. The woodman brings kindling, organized by size and type. Slivers of split cedar, lengths of aged manzanita, silver bones in a cardboard box. I burn smoldering armfuls. January, Ron the lumberjack makes the bad turn in my driveway and dumps a cord of white oak, black oak, live oak, iron oak. He watches my ass as the woodman and I stack it. The woodman smolders. The woodman loads the wheelbarrow and parks it next to the stove. He builds my fire. Where I'm from, men don't smell of smoke, don't have Ponderosa bar cans. February, a good match. Heat loves heat, and it's winter. Before bed, the woodman opens the stove door, pokes the coals, and slides in a big log. Seasoned wood. Alright, so now we're going back to Oakland. And I thought I'd read a little bit from my novel, The Edge of Maybe, which actually the working title of this book, before I got changed by my Boston publisher, was The Oaklanders. So it really is, it's very much based here. I'm going to just start from the very beginning, read a bit. Oh, man. Get the light right. Okay, chapter 1. There were strangers on the porch of their Oakland, California bungalow. A young woman in pink sweats and a small boy in dirty blue pajamas. They waited as Kira and Polly walked from the car to the house. Kira balancing groceries, purse, phone, keys. Polly wearing a backpack too large for her thin 13-year-old frame. The woman sat on the top step, thick-bodied and barefoot. She rested her bandaged right ankle on a dingy canvas bag. The little boy crouched by the redwood planter, breaking Kira's dendroidium succulent. He held each section between thumb and forefinger. Snap. Kira winced, a pang of guilt and uselessness. Too shabby for the Jehovah's, Homeless people didn't usually venture up the hill. "Can I help you?" she said, her voice shut tight. Fragments of succulent littered the old wooden porch. Behind Kira, Polly had stopped abruptly too. "I'm Amber," the woman on the porch said. "Excuse me?" The young woman's voice a monotone. "I'm Amber, looking for Dad." "Dad?" Adam Glazer. "I'm Amber, Sandy's daughter." It took Kira a moment to register. Dad, Adam, Amber, Sandy. Her stomach turned. What had been swept under the rug was now exposed to light of day. Old skin, hair, dust, garbage. The boy stripped years of growth from the succulent. Snap. "Please, stop hurting my plant." The little boy didn't turn around. Please stop him," Kira said to the woman, to Amber, her chin, pointing with her chin, arms full. Amber moved her head slowly to look at the child. "Joey told you not to touch stuff." She smacked the toddler across the back of his head and he cringed. "Is Dad home?" "I'm Kira. I'm Adam's wife. This is our daughter, Polly." "Yeah, I'm looking for Dad." "Adam's working today. He'll be home in a couple hours. Do you got something to eat? I lost my shoes and money and we walked from the Greyhound station." The Greyhound station, miles away through grimy downtown Oakland avenues, all the way to Moss Street in her bare feet, carrying the canvas bag with its zipper pinned and gaping, the little boy dragging behind in early January. "Mommy?" Polly's voice from behind. Kira turned to introduce. "Polly, this is Amber and Joey?" Polly silently mouthed, "Who?" "Polly, come here." She set down the bag of groceries on the bottom step and put her arms around her daughter. Polly's head came to Kira's neck now. Kira took a deep breath. That pause before lake ice gave way underfoot, when lips moved towards each other for the first kiss, when the knife stuck on the bread crust before skittering across to slice into an index finger, when teeth tested the tension of pomegranate seeds before their decisive crunch. She exhaled and spoke softly into Polly's brown curly hair, smelling of sweat and tea rose conditioner. "Amber is your half-sister. She's Daddy's daughter from a long time ago. Maybe." Polly pulled away, eyes wide. The edges of her nose turned red. Then she spun and walked quickly back towards the driveway. "Oh no," Kira said, turning towards Polly's direction. "Excuse me, Amber." "Knew it," Amber said, her voice as flat as before. "She didn't even fucking know about me. Okay, we're out of here." Kira stopped. Yes, go, she thought. She blinked her eyes, willing the porch vacant, problems gone. Opened them. They were still there. She's Adam's daughter, she thought, then corrected herself. Might be Adam's daughter. "No, please wait," she said. Then Polly turned to Amber again. "No, Amber, Adam thought..." "Come in. Excuse Polly, she's just surprised. Joey's your son? Adam gets home in a couple of hours. I hope." The child was back to the plant. Each segment he snapped off made a small, popping sound. Triage. She'd deal with Polly later. She climbed the 4 steps to the porch and unlocked the front door of the Moss Street house. "Come in. You must be cold." So that basically sets up the premise of the book. You have 3 characters, Kira, who you heard her voice, and Adam, the father, and then Polly, the 13-year-old girl. And the book is written in a variety of different sections alternating. What I thought I would do now is something I do sometimes for fun, because it's fun. I'm going to have you select what I'm reading next. And we'll just do a couple of these briefly. Call out a page number. I don't want to do any spoilers. So maybe anything before page 200. If you just call out a page number, I'll turn to that page and read you a little bit of it. What do you think? I call it writer's roulette.
112.
112. All right. Let's see what I can find. The light up here is so bad that it's very hard to even see. Okay, this is a Polly section. The lights. Polly. Thank you for saving me from the stagnant pit they call my house, Polly said as they looked at Al Gore, the new fish. I can't stand it. My dad's an old punk rocker and my mom's a wannabe woo-woo. I don't even want to talk about Amber or Joey. His eyes fucking freak me out. I'm glad he's gone. You're just going from one pit to another. That's a matter of perspective. I like your house. Yeah, if you like small, cramped, and smelly, Nell said. It smells good. Nell shrugged. Polly and Nell sat at the big table in Nell's dining room, eating. Their parents had gotten really irritating. Polly and Nell both agreed. Always in your face with their own issues. Then they talked about Amanda and Mitani and Brady. They planned next summer, many months away, both together 1 week at each person's house until they got sick of each other. And maybe they should agitate for horseback riding lessons if they weren't already too old to start. Another page?
111.
Oh, you said 112.
Come on.
135.
I don't know what's on these pages, so I'll go with 135. Maybe. No! What was the other thing?
You should have gone with mine. I told you.
So the thing about 135 is if you really want to know what's on that page, which is a little spicy, you're going to have to look.
Spice it up.
Spice it up, yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a dinner scene. I'm not so sure it's great, but Adam brought the risotto pot in, placed it near the salad on the table. Pass your plates, everybody. Claire, more wine? We're all swishing it. Going back in time. Oh, it's another Polly scene. Okay. That paragraph starts right here. In Polly's blood drawer, the middle drawer in her oak bureau, under the socks, next to the tampons as yet unused except in practice, and near her cotton balls and single-edged razor blade, Polly kept a collection of postcards from Peter the Great's Kunstkammer, a strange museum in Russia. She'd found them in a used bookstore on Telegraph Avenue. The cabinet of curiosities, the envelope said. Inside, 11 postcards of deformed babies and fetuses in jars, steeped 300 years in black pepper-infused alcohol, dissolving slightly around the edges like softened soap. Twins conjoined at the forehead, at the chest, on their butts. In 5th grade science, they'd softened hard-boiled eggs in vinegar and pushed them through the narrow necks of bottles. The babies reminded her of those eggs, the color of piano keys and sickness. Skin loose and wrinkled, the wax in a partially melted lava lamp. Poor babies. Had their mothers loved them? All right, on that note, I'll stop. Thank you very much.